All right, get this. We're time traveling today.
Mm.
You wanted to know about building wealth.
Right.
So we're going straight to the source, ancient Babylon.
Yeah.
I think you're really going to appreciate how relevant these ancient principles still are today.
Oh, absolutely.
It's like they cracked the code to financial success way back then.
Yeah.
Our guidebook for this journey is The Richest Man in Babylon.
Okay.
It's a collection of parables set in ancient times.
I see.
Think Aesop's fables, but for your wallet.
Yeah.
It features this central character, Arcad, the richest man in Babylon, and he shares his wisdom with others, seeking financial success.
It's fascinating how much we can learn from a civilization that thrived thousands of years ago.
I know, right?
Babylon was legendary for its wealth and splendor.
Yes.
And their insights into personal finance are surprisingly applicable even in our modern world.
Okay, let's dive into the good stuff.
Okay.
Arcad lays out his wisdom in what he calls the 7 cures for a lean purse, which are basically 7 fundamental principles for managing your money. All right. The first one is a classic. Start thy purse to fattening.
In other words, pay yourself first.
Exactly.
Arcad's rule is to save at least 110th of your earnings before you even think about spending.
Makes sense.
It sounds simple,
Yeah.
but you'd be surprised how many people struggle with this basic principle.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
And there's this great anecdote in the book where Arcad actually loses his first year's worth of savings
Oh, no.
because he takes bad advice
Oh.
from a brickmaker on jewel investments.
Oh, wow.
It's a funny story.
Yeah.
But it highlights a crucial point. Be careful who you take financial advice from.
So true.
Find those mentors.
Yeah.
Learn from their experience.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to ask for help.
It's about finding mentors and advisors who have a proven track record of success in the areas you're interested in.
Right.
Don't just trust anyone who seems successful. Do your research and make sure their expertise aligns with your goals.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So cure number 1 is all about paying yourself first and seeking wise counsel.
Absolutely.
Cure number 2 is control thy expenditures.
Okay.
Basically, create a budget. Now, I know budgeting can sound restrictive,
Yeah.
but it's actually about empowering yourself
Right.
to make conscious choices about your money.
It's about aligning your spending with your values and goals.
I like that.
By tracking your expenses and creating a plan for your money, you gain control over where it goes.
Right.
And ensure you're not mindlessly spending on things that don't matter to you.
You control your budget. It doesn't control you.
Exactly.
Now, cure number 3 is where things get really interesting.
Okay.
It's called Make Thy Gold Multiply, and it's all about investing.
All right.
Arcad stresses the importance of putting your savings to work for you
Yes.
so that it can generate even more wealth.
This is where understanding things like risk tolerance and diversification comes in.
Okay.
Arcad himself learned this lesson the hard way when he lost a significant amount of money on a bad investment early on.
He got burned by that brickmaker again, right?
Oh, probably, yeah.
Poor Arcad. But hey, we all make mistakes, and the important thing is to learn from them.
It's a cautionary tale that reminds us to approach investing with knowledge and prudence.
Okay, cure number 4 is all about protecting your hard-earned money. It's called Guard Thy Treasures from Loss.
This principle emphasizes the importance of investing wisely and minimizing risk.
Okay.
Don't just jump into any investment opportunity that comes your way.
Right.
Do your due diligence, research the risks involved, and make sure you're comfortable with the level of potential loss.
So be cautious, but not afraid to take calculated risks.
Exactly.
Cure number 5 is a bit different.
Okay.
It's make of thy dwelling a profitable investment. Arcad was a big believer in owning your own home.
Home ownership is a powerful wealth-building tool.
Definitely.
It provides stability,
Yeah.
pride of ownership, and long-term financial benefits.
For sure.
It can also reduce your living costs in the long run, freeing up more of your income for other goals.
Plus, Arcad believed owning a home was crucial for a happy family life.
It creates a sense of belonging,
Right.
security, and stability for everyone.
It's a foundation for building a strong family unit.
Yeah.
Now, cure number 6 is all about thinking ahead and planning for the future.
Okay.
It's called Ensure a Future Income.
All right.
Back in ancient Babylon, they didn't have 401ks or IRAs,
Yeah.
but they did understand the importance of having a safety net for the future.
Arcad suggests strategies like investing in property to generate rental income,
Okay.
or developing a trade or craft that could provide a source of passive income. He even touches upon the idea of a collective fund where individuals contribute regularly to support those experiencing hardship.
It's like an ancient version of insurance or a community safety net.
Exactly. It shows a remarkable understanding of mitigating risk and providing financial security,
Wow.
even thousands of years ago.
And finally, cure number 7 is all about investing in yourself.
Yes.
It's increase thy ability to earn.
Continuously learning new skills, expanding your knowledge, and seeking opportunities for growth are essential for increasing your earning potential.
Right.
Your ability to earn is your most valuable asset, so invest in it wisely.
Okay, so we've covered the 7 cures for a lean purse.
All right.
But wait, there's more. The book also delves into the 5 laws of gold,
Okay.
which are like a more advanced set of principles for building wealth.
Oh, okay.
These are the lessons that Arkad imparts to his son, Nomasir.
These laws build upon the foundation of the 7 cures and offer deeper insights into managing wealth and making smart financial decisions.
So are you ready to dive into those laws?
Absolutely. Let's explore the 5 laws of gold and see how they can help us unlock even greater financial success.
Let's do it.
Okay.
All right, let's jump right into those 5 laws of gold that Arkad shares with his son, Nomasir.
Okay.
Law number 1 emphasizes the power of consistency when it comes to building wealth.
Right.
It states that gold, representing wealth, accumulates and grows for those who save consistently.
It's like planting a seed and nurturing it over time.
Yeah.
The more you save, the more your wealth grows and the more it can work for you.
I like that.
It highlights the power of compound interest, where your earnings generate even more earnings, creating a snowball effect over time.
Okay, law number 2 states that gold labors diligently and contentedly for the wise owner who finds for it profitable employment.
So in other words, your money should be working for you.
Exactly.
It's about investing your savings wisely, putting it into ventures that generate income and increase its value over time.
Okay.
This could involve investing in assets like real estate, businesses, or even lending money at interest, as they did in ancient Babylon.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Law number 3 emphasizes the importance of seeking expert advice.
Okay.
It states that gold clings to the protection of the cautious owner who invests it under the advice of men wise in its handling.
This law reminds us that we don't have to figure everything out on our own.
Right.
Seeking advice from experienced investors or financial advisors can help us make informed decisions and avoid costly mistakes.
Absolutely.
It's about leveraging the knowledge and wisdom of those who have already achieved success in the areas we're interested in.
So find those mentors.
Right.
Learn from their experiences.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to ask for help.
Exactly.
Now, law number 4 warns against investing in things we don't understand. It states that gold slips away from the man who invests it in businesses or purposes with which he is not familiar or which are not approved by those skilled in its keep.
Right.
And, the book illustrates this perfectly with a story about Nomasir making a disastrous horse race bet.
Oh, yes. Nomasir's tale is a classic reminder that emotional decisions, especially when it comes to investing, can lead to significant losses.
Oh, yeah.
Despite his father's warnings, he gets caught up in the excitement of the races and ends up losing a large chunk of his wealth.
It's a tough lesson.
It's a cautionary tale about the importance of due diligence, research, and seeking expert advice before making any investment.
It's a good reminder for all of us.
For sure.
Don't let your emotions cloud your judgment.
Right.
Especially when it comes to money.
Yeah.
And finally, law number 5 warns against chasing get-rich-quick schemes or impossible returns.
Okay.
It states that gold flees the man who would force it to impossible earnings, or who follows the alluring advice of tricksters and schemers, or who trusts it to his own inexperience and romantic desires in investment.
This law emphasizes the importance of patience, discipline, and realistic expectations when it comes to building wealth.
Okay.
There are no shortcuts or magic formulas.
Right.
Wealth is built over time through consistent effort, smart decisions, and a willingness to learn and adapt.
Okay, so those are the 5 laws of gold.
Yeah.
Powerful stuff, right? But the book doesn't just focus on abstract principles.
Right.
It brings these ideas to life through compelling stories.
Yes.
And one of the most powerful stories is that of Dabasir, a man who learns financial wisdom the hard way.
Dabasir's story is a testament to the human ability to overcome even the most challenging circumstances.
I think so, too.
He starts out making poor financial choices,
Right.
gets into debt, and even ends up as a slave in Syria.
Oh, wow.
But his story is ultimately one of redemption and resilience.
He escapes slavery and returns to Babylon, determined to turn his life around. And he does it by following the very principles that Arkad teaches.
He commits to paying off his debts, saving diligently and investing wisely.
That's great.
It's an inspiring journey of transformation and a powerful example of how we can take control of our finances and build a better future for ourselves,
I agree.
even when starting from a difficult place.
I love how his story connects to the idea of ensuring a future income from the 7 cures.
Right.
Even though he's starting from scratch,
Yeah.
he's still thinking about the long term, about creating a safety net for himself.
Absolutely.
So how does he actually go about rebuilding his life?
Well, he starts by taking a brutally honest look at his financial situation.
Okay.
He doesn't shy away from his debts.
Yeah.
He confronts them head on.
Got it.
He writes down every single person he owes money to, along with the exact amount.
It's like he's laying all his cards on the table, holding himself accountable.
Yeah.
He doesn't try to hide from his mistakes.
Exactly. And then he goes to each of his creditors and explains his situation.
Wow.
He lays out his plan to repay them, committing 200/10ths of his earnings each month until his debts are fully settled.
That takes a lot of courage.
It does.
I can imagine some of those creditors weren't too happy with him.
You're right.
Yeah.
Some were understanding and willing to work with him,
Okay.
but others were angry and demanding.
Right.
It's a reminder that not everyone will be supporting of our journey, but we have to stay focused on our goals and trust in the process.
Did he try to live like a monk while repaying those debts?
He could have,
Yeah.
but Debussy understood the importance of balance. He knew that to maintain his motivation and stick to his plan,
Yeah.
he couldn't make life too miserable for himself.
Right.
He set aside 700/10ths of his earnings for living expenses, ensuring he could still enjoy life while working towards his goal.
So he wasn't punishing himself.
No.
He was finding a sustainable way to repay his debts without completely sacrificing his quality of life.
Exactly. And he also didn't forget about saving for the future.
Oh, that's good.
He continued to set aside 110th of his earnings for himself, that seed for future wealth that Arcad emphasizes so much.
It's like he was simultaneously dealing with his past mistakes and building a brighter future for himself.
Right.
What a powerful example of taking responsibility and planning ahead.
Absolutely.
And as Debussy diligently follows his plan, something amazing happens.
Okay.
His wife, Swasti, starts contributing to their savings as well.
Oh, that's so sweet. It shows the power of a supportive partner, especially when it comes to financial goals.
Yes.
They're a team facing their challenges together.
And together they start to see real progress.
Yeah.
Their financial situation steadily improves. They start to enjoy little luxuries again.
Yeah.
And that light at the end of the tunnel gets brighter and brighter.
It's encouraging to see, isn't it?
I bet that was a huge motivator. Seeing those tangible results must have made all the sacrifices worth it.
And then, finally, the day arrives.
Okay.
Debussy makes his final debt payment.
Wow.
He describes it as one of the happiest days of his life.
I bet.
And you can feel the sense of relief and accomplishment in his words.
He's free, not just from debt, but from the weight of those past mistakes.
It is a powerful moment of transformation.
And what's even more impressive is that Debussy doesn't stop there.
Right.
He continues to follow the principles he's learned, saving, investing, and building a solid foundation for his future.
Exactly.
He's learned his lesson, and he's not going back to his old ways. It's a beautiful example of how we can turn our lives around and achieve financial freedom, even after making mistakes.
His journey is a testament to the human spirit's resilience and the transformative power of financial discipline.
Yes.
What stands out to you most about Debussy's story?
For me, it's his unwavering commitment to his plan.
Okay.
Even when faced with setbacks and challenges,
Yeah.
it would have been so easy to give up,
Right.
to get discouraged. But he never lost sight of his goal.
It's inspiring, right?
It is.
His story reminds us that achieving financial freedom requires patience, perseverance, and a willingness to stay the course even when things get tough.
It's a reminder that we all have the power to turn our financial lives around,
Absolutely.
no matter where we're starting from.
Yeah.
So what happens next in the book?
Well, the book doesn't go into detail about Debussy's future,
Sure.
but it does leave us with a sense of hope and optimism.
All right.
His journey shows us that change is possible,
Yeah.
that we can learn from our mistakes and build a brighter future for ourselves.
I'm curious to know what happens to Monsieur.
Oh, yeah.
Does he learn from his father's wisdom? Does he avoid those horse races?
Let's find out.
Okay.
We'll delve into that and more as we wrap up our deep dive into the richest man in Babylon in the final part of this episode.
Okay.
Stay tuned.
Okay, so we've covered the 7 cures, the 5 laws of gold.
Right.
We've heard Debussier's incredible story of redemption.
Yeah.
It's amazing how much wisdom is packed into this book, The Richest Man in Babylon.
It really does highlight how certain financial principles transcend time and culture.
It's true.
You know, the Babylonians were dealing with many of the same fundamental challenges we face today.
Mm-hmm.
Saving, investing, managing debt, planning for the future.
You know, it's funny. When I first picked up this book, I thought it would be all about ancient coins and bartering camels.
Right.
But it's so much deeper than that.
It is.
It's about developing a mindset, a way of thinking about money that can lead to true wealth and fulfillment.
It's about aligning your actions with your goals.
Right.
And understanding that financial success is a journey, not a destination.
And speaking of journeys,
Yes.
I'm curious to know if Nomasir, Arkad's son, takes those lessons to heart.
Right.
Did he learn from his father's wisdom?
Yeah.
And more importantly, did he stay away from those horse races?
Well, the book doesn't delve too deeply into Nomasir's future,
Okay.
but it does offer glimpses into his progress.
All right.
We learn that after his costly gambling experience,
Yeah.
he takes his father's advice to heart.
Oh, good.
He dedicates himself to learning the principles of wealth building
Okay.
and starts applying them to his own life.
So he learns from his mistakes. He doesn't just throw in the towel and say, well, I guess I'm just bad with money.
He understands that failure is a part of the process, and what matters is how we respond to those setbacks.
That's a good point.
And while the book doesn't explicitly state whether he achieves the same level of wealth as Arkad,
Okay.
it implies that he's on the right path, following in his father's footsteps.
That's encouraging.
Yeah.
It's like a reminder that we all have the potential to change our financial trajectory,
Yes.
no matter what mistakes we've made in the past.
It reinforces the idea that financial literacy is a lifelong pursuit,
For sure.
and we're always learning and evolving.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about saving, investing, and managing debt.
Right.
But there's one more piece of the financial puzzle that I think is really important.
Okay.
And it's something that the book touches upon in a fascinating way.
All right.
Remember how we talked about Arkad's idea of ensuring a future income?
Right. Even in ancient Babylon, they recognized the importance of protecting themselves and their families from financial hardship.
It's something that's on my mind a lot these days.
Yeah.
Especially with all the uncertainty in the world.
Hmm.
It's like, how do we create that sense of security,
Right.
that safety net,
Yeah.
in a world that feels increasingly unpredictable?
That's such a relevant question. And I think The Richest Man in Babylon offers some timeless insights, even though their methods were different from ours.
Okay.
Remember how Arkad talked about diversifying income streams, investing in property that could generate rental income, and even creating collective funds to support those in need?
Right. They were essentially creating their own safety nets,
Exactly.
using the resources and tools available to them at the time.
And while we might have more sophisticated financial instruments available today, like insurance policies, retirement accounts, and emergency funds, the underlying principle remains the same.
Okay.
It's about being proactive, planning ahead, and taking steps to mitigate financial risks.
So what does this all mean for us today?
Yeah.
What's the key takeaway when it comes to ensuring a future income in the 21st century?
I think it's about recognizing that financial security is an ongoing process, not a one-time event.
Right.
It's about consistently evaluating our financial situation, identifying potential risks, and taking steps to mitigate those risks. This could involve building an emergency fund, diversifying our income sources, investing in our skills and education, or even exploring insurance options that align with our needs.
It's about being prepared.
Exactly.
Not paranoid.
Yeah.
It's about taking responsibility for our financial well-being and creating a sense of security that allows us to face the future with confidence.
Well said.
Thank you.
It's about empowering ourselves to navigate life's inevitable ups and downs without feeling constantly overwhelmed by financial worries.
Okay, so as we wrap up our deep dive into The Richest Man in Babylon, I'm curious, what's one key takeaway that you hope our listener will walk away with today?
For me, it's the idea that financial success is attainable for anyone who is willing to learn, adapt, and apply timeless principles to their lives.
Okay.
It's not about luck or circumstance.
Right.
It's about making conscious choices, developing good habits, and staying focused on our goals.
I love that. It's a message of empowerment and hope.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that we have more control over our financial destinies than we might realize.
Exactly. And that's the beauty of these ancient principles. They've stood the test of time because they tap into fundamental truths about human behavior, and the nature of wealth.
So if you could offer one final piece of advice to our listener, inspired by the wisdom of the richest man in Babylon, what would it be?
I would encourage them to take action, start implementing these principles in their own lives, even if it's just one small step at a time.
Right.
Read the book.
Okay.
Reflect on the stories. And identify one area where you can make a positive change.
Yeah.
Remember, the journey to financial freedom begins with a single step.
I love that. It's a call to action. Don't just listen to this deep dive and forget about it.
Right.
Take what you've learned and put it into practice.
Yeah.
Start building your own Babylonian empire, one brick at a time. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep diving deep.